Welcome to Divine Earth School, the place where high achievers and spiritual seekers come to embrace, embody, and express their divinity, where I talk all things health, wellness, life, business, and spirituality. So let's dive in. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is RachaelAlexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual teacher and life, health, and business coach with flair. And today I wanted to talk about redefining your life's purpose such that you start to allow more freedom in your life. So if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat. I'm just gonna go ahead and dive into this content. So I'm excited to talk about this because I just um, was having this sort of conversation with my divine team, with my higher self, around the meaning of life and why we incarnate here. And as I always say, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. So, what I'm going to be sharing is what works for me. And so I have no sort of, I'm not here to preach to you about what I think you should be believing and pursuing. I'm just offering a perspective that's been working for me in hopes that it might help you in some way. So, when I talk about redefining our life's purpose, most of us are taught that your purpose is your passion, or your purpose is what you're here to do. Your career path is your purpose, right? The thing that you've been sent on earth to do, the one gift that you have, right? To offer the world, right? This sort of misperception that you only have one gift or one passion, right? We are conditioned from childhood to believe that your purpose is your passion or is the thing that your career, right? And a lot of times that trips us up a lot actually, because we sort of get on this hamster wheel of trying to pursue our purpose, trying to pursue our passion, trying to give meaning to our lives by through the things that we do, right? We try to say that my life has purpose, value, and meaning, or is worth something because now I have a career, or my life has meaning and value because now I've achieved a certain number of things in my life, right? And so when we go on this sort of journey of defining our purpose as our passion or our career choice, we sort of cut ourselves off at the knees, if you will, because we don't really take into account a different perspective, a higher perspective of why we really have incarnated here. And so, what my higher self was sort of sharing with me was this idea of what if the purpose of your life was simply to really enjoy living it, right? What if the purpose of your life was to really truly love living, to love living your life, to live your life? And I was sort of arguing back and forth a little bit with my higher self. Like, I don't like the idea of living without an intention. I don't like the idea of not having, a goal or something in mind that you want to achieve or accomplish. And sort of the perspective that was offered to me was it's not about living life without intention or living life without goals or anything like that. It's totally fine to have goals, it's totally fine to have intentions or whatever. But what they were offering to me was just the idea and this knowing, inner knowing of when you sort of let life, when you become a vessel for life, when you become a vessel for your higher self, a vessel for your soul, for life to just flow through you, those things are already encapsulated in it, right? You don't have to worry about trying to achieve or make things happen because you're no longer offering resistance to what the way in which life wants to flow through you. You actually end up making a far bigger impact in the world because you're no longer, one, staying in a vibrational state of being that's very low density, dense energy, dense frequency that's really sort of bringing down the vibes of the planet. You're actually starting to exist at a higher state of frequency. You're starting to exist at the frequency of love, enlightenment, joy, peace, higher states of existing on the planet. That's the first thing. But two, you allow life to flow through you. You allow your soul to be your guidance, your compass, and you simply just follow your heart and you follow what brings you joy. And with that being your compass, those other things are given unto you. It kind of reminds me of certain things, certain statements in the Bible. I think that one statement that I think Jesus talked about, I'm not a Christian, but it was kind of really potent for this message, is, don't worry about like the flowers in the fields, don't worry about being clothed, and yet you are a son or a child of God. Couldn't you also be well taken care of? So it's also this concept, or sort of truth and wisdom of understanding that even as you let go and sort of redefine your life purpose as, I'm here to really truly enjoy the journey. I'm here to have human experiences. I'm here to really soak in all of life and to be who I truly am, be who I came here to be, to follow my passions, to follow my heart. When that becomes your purpose, then those other things that we are conditioned to chase after starts to unfold without us trying, right? That's at least what I've experienced in my own life. The things that we're chasing after, we don't have to chase after anymore. They start to come to us. Like, I can't tell you how many times or instances in my life when I just chilled and went with the flow, that opportunities arose, money flows in, the partnerships or other awesome experiences that I never even thought of or that I wanted just flowed into my lap without me even trying, right? And so redefining our life purpose to mean that we're simply here to enjoy the journey, and really enjoy living as a human being, really enjoy soaking in this human journey, I feel like opens the door to freedom, because you're no longer carrying this weight of, okay, I gotta find my purpose, I gotta achieve X, Y, and Z. Once I hit this, then I've really, now my life has meaning. Or once I hit this milestone, then now my life has meaning, right? It's like you sort of let go of all these societal constructs and these societal programmings that limit your ability to be who you came here to be, who your soul wanted you to explore while here on the planet. And all that sort of starts to fall away, and you offer and start to live in a more free flowing way, rather than this energy of, okay, well, I have to accomplish X, Y, Z in order to have meaning or have worth or have value in the world, right? You start to let go of those constructs and you start to live more freely, because you know that you're simply here to enjoy the journey. You're here to enjoy life's experiences. Even the crap that happens, all the crap that we don't want to happen, that's all a part of the soup of life, right? Even the things that cause us to expand and cause us to sort of check our definitions of reality and starts to help us expand our view on life and expand who we truly are and our true selves into a more, expand our soul selves into our human experience and feel more expanded and feel more in tune with who we truly are. All those experiences, even the unwanted ones, are a part of that soup, right? And so it's like understanding that your life purpose isn't just your career choice, right? Your life purpose isn't all the accolades or things that you start to embody, right? Or sorry, not embody, the things that you achieve or acquire, right? That's not your purpose. Your purpose, I don't think our souls, some souls, I mean, I can't say, for sure. But my opinion is that I don't think any of our souls are like, yeah, I'm going to go down there and make billions of dollars and be well known all over the planet and stuff. I think more so, because that's sort of the conditioning that we're taught, especially in social media. I was talking to a kid the other day, and he was like, I call him a kid, he's 21, but he was telling me about, trying to achieve all these things and feeling behind or whatever, and feeling like he hadn't accomplished things. And he was comparing himself to this well-known rapper. He was telling me about this well-known rapper. He's like, haven't you heard of this rapper? And he's like, well, he's 21 and he's already a millionaire and he's, had da-da-da and da-da-da XYZ. And I was like, I feel so bad for you young people, because like you have this sort of warped sense of reality. One, these people who, achieve such, great things in their lives that we deem to be have value or meaning or worth are, one, outliers, and two, that's not like the meaning of life, right? Like if you feel like the meaning of life is to go acquire $100 million, then power to you, but there's nothing wrong with that. But I've spoken to many millionaires who have talked about, that, and I kind of talked about this in a video that I might be releasing. I don't know if I'll release it. It was pretty long-winded, but I just watched this movie called Soul on Disney, and it was just sort of the inspiration behind why I wanted to talk about this topic today for Soul Nugget Sunday. But it's just sort of redefining what our purpose is and recognizing that your purpose isn't, what your passion is or your career is or the one thing that you're meant to do. Well, as a Mosaic Soul, if you're a Mosaic Soul like me, you're not here to do one thing. You're here to do and explore many things, right? So what's your purpose if you have many passions? Right? If you connect your purpose to your passion, then, I used to say that your purpose is your passion, but since have expanded my view because of my higher self and my divine team, is you start to recognize and walk away from this idea that, oh, my purpose has to be linked to your passions. The only reason why you're here is to have and enjoy the human experience, right? You're here to enjoy living, right? Like you're here to enjoy living. And that's why I really love that movie. If you guys are really want to see an inspiring movie that kind of backs up this message, check out the movie Soul. It's an animation video, a movie on Disney. It was really good. It had me in tears. I shared it with one of my girlfriends and she was like, girl, this had me in tears too. So it's definitely a movie for awakened souls, for sure. But it was definitely sort of reiterating a lot of what I'm talking about in this video. And I think, my higher self wanted me to watch that video because that's sort of the expanded viewpoint that they were shifting me into, is letting go more and more of this idea that, we're here to accomplish certain things. And once I have this on my belt, then now my life has meaning. And once I have the 2.5 kids, then now my life has value and meaning. And once I achieve, the career thing, then now my life has meaning and purpose and value, and once I have this, then now my life has meaning, purpose, and value. And it's like, what if that's not what your soul came to experience? Then you're left there sitting there feeling like, well, God, then maybe I don't have any meaning or value or worth because that's not what lights me up, right? And so that's why I say disconnect or redefine your life purpose from connecting it to all these achievements and things that you're supposed to achieve, and instead redefine it as, I'm here to have the human experience. I'm here to enjoy the experiences of living. I'm here to be who I truly am, to be and enjoy and explore my passions as they come, right? Because not everybody wants to have, 2.5 kids and a partner and become a millionaire or, create this big business or whatever, like all these things that we're supposed to have or have achieved or want to go to college and graduate with a college degree or all this other stuff, right? Like not everyone is meant to do that. So if not everyone is meant to do that, then doesn't it show us that all this sort of conditioning around what our purpose is really not only limited, but also constricting of creates sort of like this prison that you're living in, this sort of baggage that you're lugging around versus living as who you truly are. You sort of cut off the flow of abundance and you cut off the flow of life, of your soul's expression of being here and really reveling in all of the juiciness of life and expressing your passions in whatever way they arise for you and exploring what lights you up, because you no longer when we carry that, we start to restrict ourselves from allowing that flow to flow through us effortlessly, because we have all these conditions upon which we live our lives, right? All this societal conditioning upon telling us that we're supposed to be XYZ or have achieved XYZ in order to have value or meaning in life. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I wanted to kind of share, redefining, your life's purpose to allow more freedom. And as I always say, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and traverse on this journey. So I'm just offering this perspective as, an alternate way of looking at life to start to allow more freedom, because I feel like for me, as my soul has been guiding me to this perspective more and more, the things that I was chasing before are flowing into my life without me trying to make it happen. All the things that we're supposed to achieve, and stack up and, give our lives meaning and purpose, those things are just happening on their own, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. And the few people that I know who live like this, because I do know like a handful of people who live life where life is just flowing through them and they are just a vessel of their soul's intention.